Hey guys, Lex here, back for some more of The Greatest Attorney. Last time we started the trial, and now we'll continue with the summation examination. Judicial Findings. The jurors' contentions. For pity's sake, that little Nipponese oddity already admitted it to himself, didn't he?
If he said the man in green collapsed before his eyes, why can only be the victim? The man wouldn't have gone around the houses on his way back from the bookshop, not in winter. Oh, so the poor woman was attacked from behind, was she? How dreadful.
I really don't care. Can't just wrap this up now? I've got work to be doing.
Your books, yes. Nice shop, that. But bourbon books? Not worth a visit.
None of this made sense.
With only minor exceptions, the reasonings for finding the defendant guilty are all too clear.
When the stabbing occurred, the only two people at the scene were the victim and the accused. And the accused himself has admitted to seeing the victim in her green overcoat sink to the ground before his eyes.
Furthermore, we have heard from the inspector that the defendant then fled the scene. Must say, I would have ample grounds to convict this man already. Oh dear, even the judge appears convinced of Mr. Natsume's guilt now.
Why did he have to run away like that? And how are we supposed to believe in some phantom attacker that nobody could see? This is impossible. How can I possibly make a case for the defense?
Mr. Naruto, this isn't the time for grumbling. If you want to force the trial to continue...
Yes, I know, I have to turn the tide. I must make the jurors change their minds. Well, 4 of them at least.
Exactly. You have no choice but to forge forward. You have the floor, counsel. Begin your summation examination.
Yes, my lord. I just need to keep this trial going somehow, whatever it takes. Come on, Ryunosuke, you can do it. Defense's rebuttal.
Hold it!
Excuse me, but aren't you...
Yes, that's right. I was in the witness stand myself 2 days ago.
Yes, I had a feeling I knew your face. Or the side of it, anyway. If I remember correctly, you're a banker, aren't you?
That's right. After the gold rush down under, I came back to London to work. It was all coming swimmingly until you started fussing around. Bruce Fairplay was a man of reputation.
Sorry?
Don't think I've forgotten how you treated me the other day. You had me and that young hatter pegged as criminals.
Oh, well, you know, water under the bridge. Well, yeah, he could also have been biased because of the last trial.
Now, there's all sorts of rumors buzzing around, and the police have been badgering me non-stop.
If I could turn back the clock.
Well, anyway, I don't know about the hatter, but at least I'm in the clear now. And free to make up my own mind about who's guilty and who isn't.
Thank goodness. Alright, maybe I might struggle to change this man's mind given our awkward history.
Oh dear, I wonder what's become of Mr. First now.
Hold it!
You're right, at the time of the incident, the defendant admits to having seen someone wearing a green overcoat walking ahead of him.
Not quite. That's precisely my point. Clearly, that someone wearing green was the victim. And clearly, that funny little Nepalese man with the disturbing mustache is the culprit.
But let's not forget, madam, the defendant vehemently denies attacking the woman.
Why, of course he does. If he admits to stabbing her, his life is over. That man is savage, the liver-faced coward, honestly, claiming the woman simply collapsed before his eyes.
But if that's a lie, as you're suggesting, do you think he would have concocted something more credible?
Oh, I can say, after all,
You are foreign. Used to say what goes through your funny little minds.
I could tell you what's going through my funny little mind right now, but you don't like it.
I do declare the man has already made that admission. He has stated that nobody else was around. Surely the conclusion is obvious. No one else could have possibly committed this awful crime. If no one else could have done it, the accused must have been the man. Really, it couldn't be more simple.
Your argument is compelling in its simplicity, I must admit.
Oh my, you're too kind, my lord.
That went well for her.
Hold it!
But you can't deny that there was another route that Mr. Natsume could have taken from your books. Ah, yes, like you drew on the map, you mean. What was that? Calabash Road or something? Precisely. But it seems to me that what counts is whether the little Japanese fellow actually went that way or not. Well, yes, that's true. And at that moment, there's no proof that shows he did, is there? Well, yes, that's true as well.
And as I understand it, the accused himself doesn't remember which way he went, does he?
Well, yes, that's annoyingly true.
Winter nights are dark and cold, so the way I see it, you'd want to get home as quickly as possible.
Well, yes, why is this true?
So really, the only thing that makes sense is he went home along Briar Road.
Ah, I'm supposed to be convincing you here.
I've given a lot of thought, you know. I don't make up my mind on a whim just like he did. I mean, if there's some logical reason why he might have gone to Calabash Road Way, it'd be different. I'd be happy to reconsider my position in the case. Honest, I would.
Reason my Suzuki-san might have taken the longer way home.
Yes, a good reason. I don't imagine you'll be able to sway this young man's opinion with that one.
Hold it!
Whatever's the matter, young man?
You're the wife of Mr. Garadeb, aren't you? The landlord who rents Mr. Natsume's room?
The master's wife? Where do you get your ideas, sir? I'm the maid. The maid, you understand.
It's keeping up the charade. It's going to be awkward. Well, why didn't you mention this yesterday? That you'd been selected for the jury in this trial, I mean.
Well, I was told not to mention it to anyone until the day of the trial, you see. It was in the letter I received. The instructions were very clear, so I am afraid I had no choice.
I see. Anyway, Mr. Natsume, the defendant, takes lodging in your master's house, doesn't he?
Yes, that's right. Although he's only been in a little over a week now.
And in that time, surely you must have taken stock of his character. You already know this. Does Mr. Natsume look like the kind of man who would commit a crime such as this?
Oh my goodness me, yes. He's just the sort. Why did you ask that? You talked to her yesterday. What? Spending all his time in the dark, dingy room, sporting that unscrupulous moustache. That man never speaks, and don't get me started on those shifty eyes. All the neighbors are talking about him. I've heard them, you know. People think he must be building a bomb in there or something. Oh dear. Poor Mr. Natsume. How could people say such things about him? He's just a harmless bookworm. Nothing more.
Well, you just called him a worm, so... Anyway, I'd better be careful about inviting this maid to speak. She said enough damning things already.
Hold it!
A man's life is on the line here, sir. This will take as long as it takes. Don't get clever with me, son. My life's in the line too, and my family's. The likes of you wouldn't understand, but a laborer like me can't afford to take time off. If I don't work, I don't eat. And neither do my wife and kids. Oh, I see. That must be very hard. I got to the union every morning to find out what needs to be doing. If you're late to work and the work's taken, it's tough.
this time of year, there's water and gas supply pipes bursting left and right and center. They're after cheap labor to get the roads dug up to fix it. It's a hard slug from dawn to dusk it is.
So you were digging up the roads on the day of the incident as well, were you?
Yes, right. In fact, if I remember rightly, it was just round the corner from where it all happened. By the old bookshop it was.
What? Another coincidence.
That's right.
Meerschaum Street it was. Meerschaum Street.
On the map, Mr. Naruto, there's only 3 named streets.
Juror number 5, I need you to add the information to your formal statement, please.
What's the point of that? Can't we just get the business over with now?
Please, sir, it's important.
Fine, I'll do it then.
Digging up from dawn till dusk, Meerschaum. Google map. Yeah, if he was on Meerschaum.
Objection!
Those two close statements are clearly at odds with each other.
At odds, Counsel. Explain yourself. Please, don't point. It wasn't me, I swear. Well, I was just wanting to get this done and dusted.
Well, juror number 3?
Oh, me, sir? What do you mean?
Juror number 5's words just now are extremely significant. Let's take a moment to reconsider the implications of what's been said on our map of the local area. On the day in question, Mr. Natsume visited the bookshop to purchase a number of second-hand books. And on that same day, we now know that there were works being carried out on Meerschaum Street, making it impassable. Which means that the defendant's route home could not have taken him along Meerschaum Street and down Briar Road.
Oh, yes, of course. What do you think, sir? Well, yes, you can't argue with that, really, can you? We must have had a good 2 yards more of work of pavement up. Every gentleman and gentlewoman that came along had to turn back and go the other way.
So the only conclusion is this. The defendant must have taken the longer route back to his lodgings.
Yes, I suppose he must have. I suppose he must have, eh?
Juror number 3, you said the following. The man wouldn't have gone around the houses on his way back from the bookshop. But we see now that he had no choice.
Yes.
My lord, Mr. Judge, if I may.
Yes.
I don't think in all good conscience that I could say the man's guilty now. Yes, I'd like to see this trial continue so we could get to the bottom of what really happened. Good lad. What about you, sir?
Me?
Well, alrighty then. If there's a hole in the prosecution's argument, it should be filled in. That's what I say. Oh, good. I was gonna say, oh, I just want to go home.
Oh, well done, Mr. Naruto. That was wonderful.
Well, we've managed to change a couple of minds at least. Strengthen our position somewhat.
Yes, and it will prompt the others in the jury to reconsider their stance as well. They'll be asking themselves if their current leanings are really right or not. Now, if only. If we could just identify one more clue or discrepancy that would make them stop doubting Mr. Natsume. We might be able to tip the balance completely.
Yes, that's exactly what we've got to do. Van Zeeks is looking to bring this trial to an early conclusion. That's what we have to prevent, by whatever means we have at our disposal.
Thank you, Counsel. On with the summation examination, please.
Yes, my lord.
Sorry, fold it, you say? Fold what?
No. What I said was hold it. What I wanted to ask was, do you visit your books often?
I like the old books they have there, yes. I enjoy reading them over a nice cup of old tea. That's my daily routine, you see. Same thing every day, including the day you're all talking about.
And what time did you visit your books on the day in question?
Well, I was picking up books on there an all afternoon, and it would have been just before 5 that I left. That's my daily routine, you see. Same thing every day, including the day you're all talking about.
Just before 5, you say, exactly when the victim was attacked. Are you sure about that time?
Oh yes, no mistake there. I remember it well. I'm not about to forget the day in a hurry. Not after that dreadful time I had.
What do you mean?
Well, I was walking down Calabash Road when I slipped on the ice and ducked my head. It's always worse after the snow stopped falling. That's when it's most slippery. Knocked myself clean out, I did. I really thought my number was up.
Wait a minute, let's get this straight. This happened on Calabash Road?
That's right, I live in Corn.
Oh, he has a green coat.
That's right, I live in Cornpipe, you see. Getting down Calabash Road is the quickest way for me to get back from your books.
Juror number 6, I must insist that you add information to the formal statement. It may very well be extremely significant.
Sorry, extremely sick. Oh no, horrible right now. You've changed two jurors' minds now, Mr. Erdo.
Yes. Oops. 2 to go.
Deliver the finishing blow now. It's time to turn the tables here.
Wish I knew how to do so. It's out to take down. I suppose words will have to suffice for now. You're the woman.
Objection!
Those 2 statements clearly show a flaw in the juror's reasoning.
A flaw? What are you talking about, Counsel?
Well, juror number 2 and juror number 6.
What? Why? Whatever do you mean, sir? I think perhaps the old man didn't hear you.
Unbelievable. It's not like I was loud or anything. There's at least one fact we can be sure here. The bookshop receipt found in the defendant's room clearly indicates that on the day of the attack, he had been to your books and purchased a number of second-hand titles. He then returned home on foot.
But the man says he has no recollection of his return journey.
That's correct. But what he does remember is seeing someone appear in front of him on the way. Someone in the green overcoat who suddenly collapsed on the pavement before his eyes.
Yes, we are well aware of this. The poor young woman who was stabbed, obviously.
Objection!
Can we really be sure of that, madam?
Aye, whatever you mean.
I'm sure you heard juror number 6's account of what happened to him that day. The same afternoon, there was somebody else that, apart from the victim, who was wearing a green overcoat and who fell over on the icy streets in the neighborhood.
Oh my.
My goodness, you mean? That's right, I'm referring, of course, to the hard of hearing juror number 6.
Are you really suggesting that the person in the green overcoat whom the defendant saw collapse in front of his eyes was the jolly old gentleman at the end of the bench here with me today?
It is entirely possible, yes. After all, the old man has somewhat similar build to the victim. Well, you look at that.
My goodness me. Sorry, you need a pee?
And crucially, we know precisely where the old man in the green overcoat fell.
On Calabash Road.
Therefore, if the person whom Mr. Natsume saw collapsing in front of him was in fact juror number 6, it means the defendant must have taken a long route back to his lodgings. If that's true, then clearly the crime scene on Briar Road, where the woman was stabbed, was not on his way home.
Oh my!
You really, old man. If you ain't been so daft as to be roaming about there, we'd have boxed this off hours ago.
Oh, Ed, really? What were you thinking wearing such a befitting coat? What you say to me? Is it a crime for the elderly to walk the streets these days? Is it a crime to slip on the ice? Is it a crime to keep up with the latest styles and wear a beautiful green overcoat? Is it? Hold it. My lord, I do hope it won't cause an inconvenience, but...
You'd like to change your leading, I presume.
I do declare that I would. I should like to call for a verdict of not guilty.
Yes, thank you.
And I would too.
What?
Is it a crime to change your mind, is it? Well...
Yay. We did it, guys.
He's innocent.
Well, that summation examination has concluded with a rather large shift in opinion. The ayes 2, the noes 4. So the noes have it. Not guilty, they say. Which means we no longer have a consensus amongst the members of the jury. The trial will continue.
Objection!
Could it seem churlish of me to drink my hallowed chalice moments after raising an objection? Only to crush it in disgust. Pray forgive the discourtesy. Lord Van Zeeks? It seems I must retract my earlier remark. What do you mean? I mistakenly credited those jurors with intelligence by describing them as insightful. Yet we have just witnessed them falling for a cheap trick performed by an Eastern entertainer. Eh?
Whatever do you mean?
Objection!
I haven't tricked anyone. Everything I've said is the truth. Indeed, stalwart juror number 5 was undoubtedly repairing the road as he claims. I believe he said it was a good 2 yards of the pavement which you had excavated, sir. That's right. It took me the whole day. They paid me a measly 2pence for it. Now, my learned Nipponese friend, tell me. Do you have any notion of the distance that 2 yards represents? Well, to be honest, I don't have a clue, no.
2 yards is a little less than 2 meters.
Less than 2 meters? That's not much at all. In other words, a distance readily vaulted by anyone of moderate figure. Would you not agree, my stalwart friend? What, people don't jump around holes while carrying books? Eh? Me? Well, I can't say you're wrong, no. What? And did you perchance erect a sign to prevent pedestrians from passing the side of your walks? I wouldn't dream of. What a waste of time. No coaches would have had the hope of passing anyway, and returning any gentlefolk back when they come. Kids just jump right over us all the time. The accused is no gentleman as far as I can see. I have little doubt, however, that he could spring over a 2-yard trench in his meanderings around town.
Ah! Is that true, is it?
The incontrovertible truth is that the books just purchased by the accused were found at the scene. There could be no doubt on his way back to his lodgings, Mr. Natsume walked down Prior Road. Crushed in a single sentence. And old man.
Cold man, you can talk.
You say that around 5 o'clock on the day in question, you slipped and fell on Calabash Road. Pray, was there a suspicious-looking Nipponese behind you at this time?
Oh, I can't say I remember.
You don't remember? How about a wager, my learned friend? You say it was the old man that the accused saw, but I would lay 1,000 to 1 against you being able to prove it.
Ah!
Order, Lord Van Zeeks, explain yourself.
My lord,
If you had such a treasure argument up your sleeve, why in the world did you not proffer it during the summation examination?
he can't. Didn't you pay attention to the last case? I wanted to give this young foreign student the sightseeing experience he no doubt came for. I want him to see for himself how the opinion of the jury is so readily swayed. But my hospitality has limits, and they have been reached, I feel. So, my learned friend, today's sightseeing tour of London is now over. What? What are you talking about? My lord, the prosecution requests permission to call its next witness to the stand.
Granted, bailiff, bring forth the witnesses.
Its next witness?
Mr. Naruto, do you not remember? We've been told on several occasions that there were eyewitnesses to the incident.
Yes, I remember, one of them being Scotland Yard policeman, no less.
I'm afraid that's likely to be the prosecution's next witness.
Alright, no matter who Van Zeeks brings to the stand as the witness, and no matter what they say, I believe in Soseki-san. I know he's innocent. And I'll keep believing to the end until this battle is over. Alright, I think I'll end it here, and next time we'll see you the witnesses. Thanks for watching, see ya.